Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Build and Breathe. My name is Nik and this is my co-host Cory. We are both entrepreneurs and professionals in two very different fields. On this podcast, we discuss hot fitness and health topics. More importantly, we take those things and try to make them a little bit more bite-sized, tangible, actionable things for our day-to-day lives. And in our second segment,
Touch Grass, we talk about our business wins and challenges and our fitness wins and challenges that we're going to be tackling throughout the week. And then sometimes we layer in our own life wins and challenges because we're human too. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Build and Breathe. Today, we are going to be talking about supplement stacks. And the question that we want to ask everyone is, beyond protein, beyond creatine, what's next? Because we know there's a lot of different supplements out there. This is actually the supplement industry is massive. So there's a lot of options and a lot of ways you can go. But maybe we should focus on the things that actually would be useful for people. Do you want to give a little lay of the land of the different proteins? Because there is a lot.
yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think like if I was somebody that was just jumping into supplementation, creatine is pretty easy. I think everybody that's done any research, they're just going to go for a creatine monohydrate, which is great. That is all you need. Protein's a little bit more complicated because I think like a lot of people will talk about like, well, I need grass-fed whey or vegan protein or like vegetarian protein and stuff like that. I think it's important to note that vegan protein, vegetarian protein is less bioavailable to the body. So what does that mean? That means your body's going to have a tougher time digesting it, and you're going to absorb less of the protein that is indicated in your serving size, just by virtue of like digestion. So be careful with under eating your protein if you are consuming a lot of vegetarian protein. You may not, the amount going into your bloodstream is not actually the amount that you may be consuming. You might need to do a little bit more. The other thing is, especially if you're new to this and you tried a vegan protein, you're going to say, ew, that tastes disgusting. That is vegan protein. Whey protein tastes delicious. Vegan protein tastes like trash. So it's don't know. I've maybe tried one type of vegan protein that actually tasted decent. Most of them are very chalky and very grainy. So
yeah, I had
it
a
is what you're
chocolate
dealing with.
vegan protein, and it was
Yeah.
so grainy. It was like trying to eat or trying to drink. See, I already said eat because it was like so thick and
Yeah.
nasty. It was like
It's like
grainy
eating
pudding.
grains.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. And then the other thing I think is like digestion. So if you happen to buy a vegan protein and it feels heavy, know that there's different proteins for different digestion levels. So if you want something super fast, whey isolate will go through your body in an hour and a half or so. Like it feels light. It's so light that some of them make them into juice now. Like I don't know if you've ever tried it, Cory, but like you can get like berry lemonade flavored whey isolate because it is so thin that it feels like almost like a Gatorade. It's not even a syrup anymore. Yeah.
Damn.
Versus like whey concentrate will be a little bit more of that milkier texture. It's great for pseudo milkshake type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes casein if you want super slow and stuff like that. But bottom line is different proteins cause different types of digestion levels and speeds. Not all proteins are the same. So I would encourage you to look into what it is that you're looking for.
Cool. For most people, which type of protein do you normally recommend?
I feel like whey concentrate is honestly the most value for dollar. Like it's significantly cheaper than whey isolate and
Yep.
it's not that much slower in digestion. And what I like about whey concentrate is that it will hold the hunger away for a little bit longer as well. It feels like you've actually eaten something versus whey isolate is so light that I feel like it just you're hungry again in a half hour, right? So for most people, for most purposes, I feel like whey concentrate is like a good way to go.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good recommendation. And then beyond protein, people are having whey concentrate, whey isolate, whatever it might be. You mentioned like creatine monohydrate, which is like generally all you need. And out of curiosity, like when I went to the supplement store this week and I just asked the person there and I was like, hey, talk to me through like the creatine and what you would recommend. I was just curious. I wanted to hear what they would say, what they would talk about. And they basically said the same thing too. They're like, you really just need creatine monohydrate. Like, just go to that end over there. Like, it's the best bang for your buck. Been around for a long time. Like, you can get other stuff. They're like over here that they're like, there's maybe some minuscule benefits, but they're like, it's not doing anything majorly different for you. So they're like, just get
Yeah.
creatine monohydrate.
There were like specialized creatines that were marketed as better, more refined so that you don't bloat as much and all of that. But like the even the bloating thing, that doesn't really if you're properly hydrated, that doesn't really happen.
Hmm.
So mostly all of the creatines that sort of market a more refined mix, they're looking to fabricate a problem that doesn't exist to sell their product, if that makes sense. Like they make you feel like the other one could, but creatine monohydrate is fine. It's just perfect. Fine.
And now, beyond those two,
Yes.
what would be your next supplement that you would recommend to people?
I'm gonna let you start off because I feel like we just came off of your check-in for.
Yeah.
So you go ahead, take it away, man. Yeah. What's yours?
So my next supplement stack or supplement to add to the stack
Mm.
was a green powder or green superfood, some people call it. But basically, the goal for me for this one was like, truthfully, I don't eat too many greens. Like, it's not a huge part of my meals. Like, I don't hate them. I just like don't always do it. And there's also a bit of like micronutrients that I miss sometimes, I feel as well too. And so I felt like this powder could do two things for me: is help me on the micronutrient side, even though I feel like I didn't need too much support, but it would help. And then also just on like my green intake side of my digestive system, just to help, with everything else that I'm taking, everything else that I'm trying to eat. And now I feel like, since I'm on a cut, I want every calorie to matter.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just like a little cherry on top to kind of support, making sure I get the most out of everything that I eat and ingest in my body. So so
Yeah.
that was my next go-to was green powder.
How long have you been consuming it for? Like greens?
Well, only been doing it for a week now because I got it last week, and then
Okay.
prior to that, though, I was on. It's probably like a couple years since I last had it, but then when I was doing it that last time, I think I had it for a year straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you found in this last week? I know, well, I mean, you've been traveling a lot too, so it might be hard to pinpoint, but have you found that it's improved or changed your digestion in any way?
I feel like I haven't seen like visible results, but mind you, a couple years ago when I did that, whole food and holistic diet, I really, I would say, fixed a lot of like my digestion issues that I found. So I never found like I have digestion issues really anymore. So
Okay.
I'm not seeing that much of a difference, but I'm kind of, I guess, hoping that it is, supporting in some way.
Got it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But overall, like, I never really had bad digestion issues in a long time, so it's
Yeah.
been, yeah,
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Cool. And then, yeah, multivitamins, I guess, and stuff. Yeah.
That was the next one. Usually, I've always been pretty good with multivitamins. Like, I
Yeah.
think I went through half a year where I just didn't have any, but I think part of it actually was probably economical. Like, I was like putting a lot into my business and not much left for, besides just like legit food. Micronutrients
I
got
hear you.
shafted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, in Canada too, like I remember multivitamins are like 20, $30 for the cheapest ones, which
They're
is
expensive.
kind of strange. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's nuts, and it's weird because there are so many options, and you would think with that many options that it wouldn't be
The
that
market.
expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, it is a little bit expensive. But I did get it back onto multivitamins. I do a lot of cod liver oil as well too, like kind of like the fish oil
Nice.
pills. Yeah. So I
Good.
have that every day as well too. And I think that's pretty much my full stack: multivitamins, cod liver oil, creatine, protein, and green powder. Yeah.
No, you've got a huge stack.
Should I show everyone what my stack is? Or what
Sure. Do you
exactly
have
I've
it
been
on
taking?
hand? Yeah.
I do. One
All
sec.
right. Okay.
Everyone, small intermission.
Yeah. It's a nice blue guitar too.
It's like Christmas again.
BioX. I missed that one. That's a good
Yeah.
brand. For anybody in Canada, I don't know that I can get it in the States. I gotta look it up. But like this is one of the best flavored proteins, if not the best flavored proteins I've ever tasted. For whey concentrate as well.
Percent. My fiance's dad, he introduced me to this, and I tasted it for the first time, and I was like,
Wait,
"This is
I've never
delicious."
told you about BioX?
No,
Oh, I discovered this in college, and that was my go-to thing in Canada for years.
yeah. See, my go to is Canadian protein, and I would just get their whey isolate or their whey concentrate there, and it was affordable. It was pretty good and delicious. They had a good chocolate peanut butter one, and so I always went there. But this, yeah, delicious. BioX recommend.
Yeah, yeah. For milkshakes, just in general, just by itself with water, it's like
So good.
creamy and yeah, it's delicious.
This
They
is the
got like a
creatine.
huge, oh yeah, monohydrate. PVL, that's another good brand actually for anybody that's looking for like their protein. They flavor pretty well. They have good quality protein. Obviously creatine as well, but yeah, PVL is a very low key brand that doesn't spend a lot on marketing, and they are really good.
This is actually a local one.
Cool.
See if I can do that. Yeah.
What's the
This
brand on it?
is VNDL project. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, they're just a local supplements manufacturer, I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
Like here in BC. So Spectra is the brand. So anyway, but this is a pineapple mango tango flavored. It's delicious. Just have some water. Really
Nice.
good. I generally have this like with my lunch. Yeah. And then the last two can never go wrong with some Kirkland omega 3s. Yeah. And then just some Centrum multivitamins, which I'm not really picky on my multivitamins or my fish oils all too much. Like really, I get the ones that are on sale and they'll do the
Yeah.
job for me.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. That's my
Should I
stack.
bring out my stack?
You should.
Okay. I'll go get mine. Let's talk about Beyond. All right. Christmas 2.0. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my protein, I have whey concentrate, BPI.
Yeah.
These are pretty good. I honestly just got a good deal on them, and I've had BPI in the past. Not as good as BioX as far as flavoring or texture, I have to say. But for me,
What
it's like
flavor do you have
sometimes
there?
it's just price point. If the quality is equal and the price point's like sometimes a little bit cheaper, I'll be like, yeah, okay, let's just switch it to
Yeah.
this. But
What flavor of protein?
it's vanilla caramel, which is actually pretty nice. It's exactly how you would imagine this to taste in the picture. So
Nice.
they did do a good job with it. Let's see. So beyond that, multivitamins, I got gummies for $10, and I just double the dosage on this.
I've been doing the same actually.
Yeah, I find that gummies underdose their vitamins, so I will typically just double it. And it has made a significant difference. I do a lot of active work in the morning, and whenever I wake up, have these with some coffee and some creatine monohydrate gummies.
Oh, you have the gummies.
Yeah. So I got creatine monohydrate gummies, and this actually, I get a clinical 5 grams from this. So it's exactly what I need dosage wise for creatine. But it gets me through the early mornings to my first meal.
Candy and coffee.
This is something I did for a little while. I'm not consistent with it, nor do I need to be, but it's Amino Energy by Optimum. It's just amino acids with a tiny bit of caffeine. It's kind of good for a boost and alternative for it's. I basically use this if I find that I want coffee but I'm dehydrated, I'll do this instead because it'll rehydrate me and give me a little bit of caffeine boost, and then it makes a good difference.
Is that different than BCAAs?
It is
Like I know
BCAAs with
it is
caffeine.
BCAAs. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's literally BCAAs with caffeine. And then I got this not long ago. So I cycle on and off pre-workout. Honestly, haven't used pre-workout for the last like year. And then just saw this on sale at Ralph's at a grocery store. It's Mr. Hyde. It's a pretty good brand, and my workouts have been pretty damn epic whenever I don't use it all the time, but sometimes I will, and I'm an animal. I am also starting a cut, Corey. We did not talk about this, but
Are you?
I have to start a cut because I've been notified that I have to do an audition in 3.5 weeks, and it will definitely imply me having to be shirtless for a lot of the time. So I got to dial in. It's for a brand of shows. It's a very revealing show, shall we say.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I
Well,
need to
hey, I'm
bring it.
glad you got to be in a cut together. That's nice.
Yeah. So I'm going. So you're at 1800. I'm starting off at 2000. I think because of my job being so active, I think that's gonna get me there. I only have 3 weeks. I'm also adding like some output. So I have three to four lifting days, and I'm gonna add 2 to 3 sprinting and boxing days as well. One thing as far as like supplementation, it's not really a supplement, but it is something that I regularly like drink and add. Is like we have these prebiotic sodas.
Cool.
So it's probiotics and prebiotics, and I find like it does help just digestion. I don't have any issues with digestion, but I do notice a difference when I have digestive aids. I probably will get a greens powder as well. It's just a really good general health protocol when you're on a cut. So yeah, I think between the greens and this, it kind of handles your digestive health, gut health, rebalancing some pH levels and stuff. Doesn't do all the heavy lifting, but it certainly helps a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah,
Cool.
that's it. That's the stack.
Maybe and so good stack. Really cool. One last thing maybe before we move on to the next segment. That as you popped up that drink, it kind of reminded me when I go into the office here, one drink that's always there, and they call it a productivity drink, and it's really just an energy drink. But it's called Nutonic. I don't know if you've ever had Nutonic.
No, what does it have in it?
So it's kind of like I would say it's probably closely tied to like a Celsius as well, which I think they how do I want to describe it. To me, when I'm looking at the ingredients, it doesn't really look any different than any other major energy drink, with the exception of it not having taurine,
Okay.
which I think taurine is like one of the biggest ingredients in energy drinks beyond caffeine
Yeah. It
itself.
helps with focus a lot. Taurine dials you in.
Yeah, so it's been pretty good though. But I've been having some of those drinks, and they actually have like pills as well too. And
Hmm.
so there was one day in the office like they were just handing out like pills and these drinks, and I did feel very laser focused. I'll only tell you that.
Yeah.
So it did its job. But do you have any opinions on like productivity drinks or
I think we
energy
have to be
drinks?
careful about over caffeinating ourselves. Like it's so easy when you're drinking I think when you're drinking coffee, you're aware of the bitter taste, and so you're like, oh my God, this is like my fifth coffee of the day. I should stop. But if it's like a yummy lemonade drink that feels like it's hydrating, you could really
Down
put
it.
those back. Yeah. I've been there. I've overconsumed it, but like when you feel, especially if you know your body, you feel your adrenals just like you're amped up here, but your body is just feeling so odd. It feels
Yeah.
like your heart is tired,
Yeah.
I guess is the best way I can put it. Or it's like if you try to breathe, it just feels different. Like
Hmm.
that's not a good sign, you know. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that's my word of caution. I think vitamins, just B complex, is such an underappreciated form of, you know what sometimes I'll do? We have like little immune shots. They're little juices. You can get them at Trader Joe's
Yeah. I've
or
seen these.
Ralph's or something. Like I would say look out for that. And like if you're feeling really down on your day, have one of those shots with like a hot cup of coffee, you're gonna feel like $1 million, and that's gonna do less to your nervous system than an energy drink would. My personal opinion, anyway. Not necessarily shit talking energy drinks, but over consuming them can definitely. I wouldn't have 2 energy drinks in a day. Not a chance.
Gotcha. Cool. Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
there it is, folks. That's I keep wanting to say when we say supplement stack, whenever I say stack, I always lean towards like tech stack. I was about to say like this was our tech stack. It is not.
It's not.
It's our
No, we're not
supplement
selling
stack.
tech. Yeah.
But beyond protein creatine, your multivitamins, some green powders, cauliflower oils, and then like Nik, you were saying, anything that's like kind of B vitamins, I'll call them. Are like all good next steps in your stack if you're looking to add to it.
All right, everybody, getting into our second segment of the touch grass segment. Should we do the bong?
We should do the bong.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Bong. Okay. Getting into it. Business personal win first as far as fitness and stuff. I've been really consistent with my workouts, feeling good about that, and not feeling burnt out, which is, I think, the important thing. That's a huge win for me. It's all about timing and periodization and allowing my body to heal. I think I've been doing pretty good at that. That brings me right into my next challenge. Because I have a 3-week cut that needs to be aggressive, I need to increase my output levels, so I need to put in another 3 workouts in, and I will likely feel burnt out. So it's going to be about spacing out the really, really heavy cardio workouts with the lifting workouts. I feel like the lifting is going to make my body feel stiff, and then the cardio is going to make my heart feel like it's very tired. So, going A, B through them will probably be the best way forward, but it will be a challenge that I look forward to ahead. Cory, what about you, fitness-wise?
Yeah, fitness wise, I mean, looking ahead, I think this week will actually be easier for me. I just came off another week of travel, and that was tough. The win was I was really consistent throughout the week of still getting my workouts in, getting my cardio sessions in, doing like mix of hikes and like my treadmill walks and stuff like that, and even hitting the gym when I was in Orlando as well too. So I think my win was like consistent this week, which was great. And it was my first full week, I think, doing my cut as well.
Yep.
Um, yeah, overall feeling good, feeling pretty good. In terms of challenge, I mean, this week will be a little bit easier, so I don't foresee too many challenges in terms of being able to like hit the gym. But the challenge will be just continuing to stay consistent with the nutrition side of the cut. I'm at 1,800 calories per day. I do find it hard. It's like, I constantly now get to the end of the day and I'm like, crap. I'm like, my dinner is like a little bit smaller than I would love it to be. And so I'm actually, part of my challenge is to even out my meals just a bit so I don't end the day feeling like deprived. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah. Like make it 2 meals instead of 3 sort of thing.
Yeah, or just like make my breakfast smaller and just have my lunch and dinner bigger. That's it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's a good strategy. I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so business wise, so let's talk about kind of wins and challenges and whatnot. Wins are I have a meeting scheduled for next Friday with a VC guy, a venture capital guy, and
Cool.
an engineer who's a friend of his. Why that's a win is it's actually forcing me into a deadline to create certain materials for them, which is awesome. I love that because it's such a hack of
Is this
like,
for your vibe coded application?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So it's I have to show the materials now. I have to show them footage and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to grind it out now this week and make sure that it's functional enough and I have all of the sales materials. And I'm essentially going to test out the sales materials that I was going to give to my sales staff on them with myself. And then I'm going to see what they say, what questions they have, and whatnot. And then that'll probably give me
Cool.
better insight to having conversations with my team.
Cool.
Challenge wise. I think challenge wise for me, I'm getting knocked off course a bit with the amount of auditions coming in. And
Kit.
I feel like I've said this in previous podcasts, but like just feeling a little bit spread too thin with all the different
Mm.
work. I'm getting closer and closer to that line where like the physical job of like doing the classes, it seems the least important, but still necessary.
Right.
So it's just about balancing that out, and it's becoming a trickier game to play for sure. I feel that.
Yeah, I guess you have to get to a point where you're probably, like you said, it's still it still feels necessary, but it's feeling less important. So to me, that signals like something's going to drop soon.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's going to probably drop later than you would love it to because there's a necessity part to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But hopefully it can drop soon because I know like a couple, maybe a month and a half ago, you went through that where you were able to drop like a couple classes, open up some time in your week, and that was like a huge win for you. To get like I think it was almost a full day, maybe a day and a half's worth of
Yep.
time back in your week.
Yep.
So maybe you're gonna go through that cycle again.
It sounds like I'm going to continue going through that cycle until honestly, I
Till you
feel like it's
exist.
never going to end, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's just going to be constant evolution and efficiency. And like, this brings us into like a broader conversation, but I feel like there's never a perfect environment. There's never a perfect balance.
Yeah.
It's a constant review process.
Right.
You know, review and
Yeah.
edit, review and edit, review and edit. So I think it's natural.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully, you keep, dropping the things that I don't want to say are not less important, but you're just more passionate about other things and you enjoy other things and finding success in others, right? That's the whole goal is just drop the things that you don't need anymore because they're not
Yep.
serving your greater purpose anymore and move on, right?
Yep.
Cool.
How about you?
Nice, man. Yeah, big win this week for business. So I went to Orlando to visit one of my clients. And the whole goal there was we finished the first phase of their MVP. We're building a bunch of internal tools for them that they might eventually white label for other businesses. But right now, it's
Nice.
like building the ecosystem for their own business. They're a health insurance agency. I called America First Healthcare. Really awesome guys. I walked into the office. Guys, girls just playing paintball, basketball. There's hundreds of people in there, and I'm like, oh my god! Like it felt like Wolf of Wall Street. And these guys are they're all super super cool. I would say all mostly young. There's a lot of young people in there. But they grew to like over 100 people in like less than half a year. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. But they sell private insurance essentially,
Right.
in the U.S. And so very, very a lucrative business for them. But we're building a bunch of products, and my goal for that was one, just sustain a long-term partnership with them. And what I mean by that is like be able to support the products that we just built for them and all the future products they want built. And I was able to lock them in on
Nice.
a year commitment, which was fantastic. So to me, another 250,000 in sales, which was fantastic.
Hell yeah.
So I was super happy to close that. It puts our whole business over seven figures for the year, which was like another huge win because that was our original goal. And we're only 4 months into our fiscal year and we already have that locked in, which is fucking awesome. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
Big win.
Yeah. Yeah. Big win
You're
indeed.
hiring. Yeah.
We are hiring. We are
Yeah.
hiring. So that's a challenge. That's a challenge. I feel like I've repeated this like so many times in the past, but like, with all these wins follows the resources challenge, right?
Sure.
So we are hiring. We're obviously still hiring devs, but my focus is now hiring a client success lead or client success manager, someone basically to take off my plate
Yeah.
being in every single client call because I unfortunately cannot be in every single internal team call and in every external client call and every sales call. And like, so right now, as you can imagine, my calendars are just like filled to the brim because I'm on every single call for the business, which is
Right.
not sustainable. So
Yeah.
so the challenge is hiring. I have a couple candidates that I'm already speaking to. Just want to get them on like a more like a test project, pay test project to see like how they can do. We might get them working with two of our smaller clients, and then if they're good after a month, kind of bring them on full time. So
Nice. Sweet, man.
yeah. So
Amazing.
that's
Big
kind of been it.
congrats. That's good.
Heck yeah. But yeah, man, that's pretty much been my week. That's been the wins and challenges.
It's not a bad week.
It's not a bad week, dude. I mean, it's okay. This is an offshoot from like the wins and challenges, but it was just like super shitty for anyone that it had to experience the snowstorm that hit southern Ontario.
Mm.
I don't live in it anymore, but where I live now, there's no direct flight between here and Orlando, and so I had to fly through Toronto, and I got stuck in 30 plus hours of delays, cancellations, like, you know, getting an hour and a half sleep at a hotel, and then just going back to the airport, and like it was just chaotic. It's really funny how really crappy times leads to like meeting new people. It's true that misery does love company, and it's just like I don't know how many people I met just in Pearson Airport, sitting there, you know, people, not enough space for people to sit, so people are just sharing tables and just like sharing where they're trying to go, where they're coming from, like how long they've been waiting, did they get a hotel, did they sleep on the floor, how many flights have been canceled for them or delayed, and just like, yeah, I met so many people just like sharing their story of where they're trying to go, where they're coming from. So it was kind of cool that way. Like I was like, this normally does not happen at an airport. Everyone at the airport slams in their AirPods, grabs their food, waits at the gate or the lounge or whatever, and just like that's it. But this one, like everyone was just kind of sitting together, talking, having coffee together and food. So there was like a really like while we were all going through something really crappy and we couldn't change it, we kind of just made the best of it. Yeah, there's a community aspect to it. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, a cool way to end the week, even though a very tiring way to end the week. But I felt like I met a lot of great new people, just because we all go through the same crappy thing. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Build and Breathe. If you'd like to reach out to myself or Nik, our socials will be in the description below. But please like, subscribe, and share this with anyone you think would enjoy the episode as well too. Otherwise, we will see you next week in another episode of Build and Breathe.